All right, welcome back to the H-525 podcast. It is July 3rd, 9 o'clock at night. And of course, joining me is Cory, as always.
Yep, it's good to be back.
Yep, and we have quite a good bunch of stuff to talk about. And a few more quite controversial, I must say. And right off the bat, I'm going to bring up the case about the Hawthorne Police Department, killing a dog during a standoff, and between the department and an armed robber, and of course this happened in Hawthorne, and uh, I'll go ahead and explain what happened. Pretty much. So yeah, there was a standoff after a armed robbery, and the robber was in the house, and I think he was taking a hostage. Is that correct, or was it just him or the robber? Sorry.
I didn't get too much information on what happened. I didn't focus too much on like
The actual robber,
robbery situation.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Other than I knew that something had happened, and so there was like a blockade set up.
Right.
And
it was quite the blockade, because policemen were armed with like machine guns and all that stuff, including I believe M4s and stuff like that.
Fully armed.
They're pretty hefty when it came to firearms. And while that was happening, a couple of people were watching, and some of them were videotaping from from far away and whatever, pretty good distance. But a man walking a dog comes by and starts filming the scene with his phone, and he also, I find it strange, but he was blasting his music out of his car, with all his windows fully down for whatever reason, and of course that's against the law, because you're disturbing a police investigation / their job. And apparently, and then of course he kept going with it, and he kept filming, and did you watch that video, by the way?
Yeah, I've seen what I would call the main videos of it. I've seen both parts.
Yeah. Okay. So, anyways, yeah. So, he was videotaping, but there was another group of people filming behind him, and what happened next is that this as he was continuing to film, the police, the officers just clearly displayed dislike towards this guy's doing. So and I think it's kind of clear that you're not supposed to film a scene like that unless you're an authorized like news reporter or whatever, I guess. And so they finally come up to him and arrest him, immediately, cuff him and all that stuff. And before that, he puts the dog in his car, but the windows were still open.
The windows are all the way down.
All the way down. And what happens next is that as they were proceeding with the arrest, the dog comes out and he starts barking at him, and he's like pretty close to the the police officers and the owner. And after that, a third first off, there were two officers handling the arrest. A third officer comes in, and he's trying to handle the dog, grab a leash, grab the collar, whatever. And the dog was, pretty aggressive, showing some aggression and stuff like that, barking and stuff like that. And he, lunges towards the officer, and the officer draws his firearm, a handgun, whatever, and then pops 4 shots towards the dog. And unfortunately, the dog met his end pretty much immediately after that. And that's been stirring up a lot of rage between both sides. Because a lot, one side is saying, oh, that's police brutality, While the other side is, well, they're just doing their duty, and this owner was completely irresponsible, ignorant, and he was just being a complete idiot and all that stuff. Cory, what's your piece on this?
I'm kind of in the middle on which way I want to go with
Right.
it. Part of me, like, I'm a dog lover. I have a dog. Love my dog to death.
Right.
I would be extraordinarily pissed off if my dog was shot in that capacity. But I've watched the video several times.
Right. Yeah.
Several times I've watched it, and I think, yes, the officer probably could have responded with a probably less lethal means
Of taking care of the
of
dog.
taking care of the dog. I mean, pepper spray, tase the dog, for crying out loud. There are less lethal means
Right.
on a duty belt than that. However, on the other hand, I think some people are just like jumping on the whole comment, let's get angry wagon without actually watching the video.
Right.
It's not your ordinary dog. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to play the whole certain dog breed is more dangerous than another here, but it's a Rottweiler. And if you don't know shit about dogs, Rottweilers can be very large dogs,
Mm-hmm.
over 80 pounds. They're pure muscle, very strong jaws. They're used in military settings. They've been used in tracking settings back in if you know anything about bear baiting, dog fight kind of stuff back in the day. Use them for that. They're strong dogs. They can be very tenacious dogs. Used for guard dogs, for crying out loud. This isn't your run-of-the-mill freaking poodle or something
Right.
here that
This isn't like your husky or anything like that.
yeah, this is not a normal calm natured dog. This is an animal that is significantly stronger and is quite large. I mean, I'm looking at it, and the guy puts the dog in his car with the windows rolled all the way down. I mean, he left the dog on leash when he put it in the car. I have left my dog in my car before on leash. I put the leash through the seatbelt, click that shit shut. Even if she jumps out the window, she's still attached to the car.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I don't ever leave the windows down far enough for that to happen, for my dog to get out of the car. So this guy's 3 extra seconds, apparently, that he could have spent to secure his own animal in the car.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's kind of one way I've been looking at it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, another way is that I just don't understand people's need, it almost seems, to just provoke some sort of reaction from police who are just trying to do their job. And I made a comment like this on a Facebook post the other day, and somebody responded to it. Well, then their response was, well, if a police officer can be provoked by, like some young kid saying something absurd, then they really shouldn't be police in the first place. It's like, the fact is they shouldn't have to deal with that provocative situation in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand why we as a society cannot just respect that profession. Like, cops don't run around, making fun of fucking plumbers, saying like, oh, you deal with shit all day. Pretty sure that does not happen, all right? I know a lot of police officers. So I don't understand why everybody else and their mother has to run around and just start crying police brutality. Like, I would love to see people trying to live in a world where we didn't have law enforcement. People keep saying, oh, I noticed a lot of the comments on the videos like, we'd be so much better off without these pigs, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And I was like, really? Fine. Go live in a world where there is no police. I'd love to see how that turns out for you.
Yeah, good luck with that, first off. Living in a country without, a proficient law enforcement department or group. And yeah, I mean, yeah, like, you can obviously see that in such countries like I believe Mexico. Yeah. That's a pretty big example. Because like they're still having that drug war, I believe. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to go on with that, but anyways, for me, I'm definitely in the middle as well. Both sides were kind of irresponsible in a way, some shape or form. Well, I mean, let's start with the owner. Well, yeah, I mean, he was doing what he was not supposed to be doing. First off, he's not a news reporter. He is just an ordinary guy just walking a dog. He doesn't have any authorization to film a crime scene. It's like, well, what are you gonna do with that footage or whatever? But we all humans have the nature of being curious and all that stuff. I can understand that. And yeah, I mean, like Cory has mentioned, he just was just irresponsible as a dog owner, because and just a person in general, because he was just keep going. He was keep filming the scene, and I bet he knew it was against the law, and after the police were coming over and stuff like that, the guy just poorly secured his dog in the car, and I don't know what was going through his head. I'm sure he was just going through the stress and all that stuff by the police, and then that blinded him from being able to securely keep his dog in the car, and that kind of caused him, his dog. There are several interviews after that, and the guy is crying and all that stuff, and he's completely blaming it all on the police department. Kind of not a surprise really.
Yeah.
But the guy should take in mind that it was kind of his fault in the first place, because he was filming and if that weren't to happen, you still have your dog and still love him, and you'll be still walking him now, would you? But of course, with that problem happening, that policeman handled that rather kind of poorly, if in my opinion, because instead of pulling out his taser, he pulled out his lethal firearm and fired not one but 4 shots into the dog.
Yeah.
And I think they all hit the dog.
Yeah.
And it was pretty brutal. If to be honest, it happened so fast, and he definitely reacted on instinct. He didn't have the gun out or anything like that. He was trying to grab the dog, trying to do his best to handle the dog. But yeah, when that dog lunged at him, he just acted on instinct and opened fire on that poor little canine. And I find that really it just pisses me off that he could have taken out his pistol, and of course pepper spray, whatever, anything non-lethal, and that situation could have went into a whole different direction. So with that, I for me, I'm in the middle as of right now, and I probably won't change anytime soon. Yeah, I mean, the policemen were poor when it came to that response, and the dog owner was irresponsible as well because of his ignorance in the first place.
Yeah.
I mean, no matter how you look at it, it happened because he was filming. That's a fact. You can't twist it because it's on the internet. It's on YouTube. It's going viral. Millions and millions of people have already seen that. And you can't twist around those facts. The proof is in the video.
Yeah.
Yep, it all started because he was filming. So it is really unfortunate for the dog to lose his life, and because he was just being loyal to his owner,
Yeah.
He wanted his owner, away from the police and all that stuff. But but again, it all happened because his owner couldn't stop filming. So I kind of wish for the best for both sides, the police department and the dog owner. Hopefully he learned this situation, and hopefully he won't be so ignorant next time he comes across this scenario again.
Yeah.
Okay. Next up, recently this is sort of old, but this is kind of important because it's about gay marriage becoming fully legal in California. California was against gay marriage for quite a long time, and that kind of that was proved further with Prop 8 being legitimately voted to ban gay marriage. Sometime after that, protesters came out and rallied and went against the proposition, and it eventually went to the Supreme Court, and they found it unconstitutional. And now, after all that, whatever process that goes through the system, gay marriage is now fully legal in the state of California. So I guess congrats to same-sex couples. You can now enjoy life being together in in holy matrimony. And sorry, I was trying to find that word because I'm not a religious guy. I will tell you that. I'll tell you that much. It's funny I say that because a long time ago I was actually kind of against gay marriage because here's my reason. Because I'm very strong into tradition in its concepts because I'm Japanese and stuff like that, and I was pretty much raised and influenced, and I thought that tradition is such an important thing, and I believe everyone knows that marriage has always been between man and a woman, obviously. But you know what? After a few years after I actually voted for Prop 8, I kind of just don't care now, and I'm just kind of like just as long as you don't put me into that topic and situation, and just not bothering me about it, then you know what, I'm happy. I'll just be happy with that, and I just wouldn't care any less for what would happen to gay marriage. But it's legal, and again, congrats. And it's just kind of weird for me because I believe marriage is more of a religious thing. Am I right? So
That's fair to say.
And there's that whole thing with separation of church and the state. So it's kind of weird that marriage is treated in such a way that it's part of a federal law or whatever, kind of like getting your driver's license or whatever you have to go through commonly throughout your life. So I don't know. That's why I find it a little strange that marriage is such a part. It's such a thing that it's part of our
it's very prominent. Like they've made it so prominent that it's part of like what we focus on.
Yeah, it's not so much treated as a bar mitzvah or a baptism. It's treated as as part of like I said, it's like getting a driver's license, or you have to go through all this paperwork and all that bullshit instead of going up to your priest and having your priest say now I pronounce you man and wife or whatever. And and when you have to go through a divorce, you have to go to where do you go? You go to the fucking court, not back to the church.
Yeah.
So for me, that's why for me I find it a little weird that that marriage is part of the federal. It's part of our federal system, and I don't know. I can't exactly explain why it bothers me, but yeah, I mean, first off, I guess I'm considered to be a agnostic or whatever people call it. For people that believe in the concept of religion. I'm not really into Christianity, Catholicism, or whatever, or Protestant type of stuff. But yeah, it kind of still bothers me that marriage is not being treated as a religious practice, but rather a federal practice. So I don't know. What do you think about that, Cory?
Yeah, I agree with you in how I've kind of just been like indifferent on the whole subject of gay marriage for pretty much as long as I can remember. Like, cause I'm kind of a little opposite. Like, I am a pretty religious person. Like, I've been Christian my whole life, but I've always been relatively like open minded. So when I meet new people who are like, "Oh yeah, I'm gay," and I'm just like, "Oh, that's all right. Hey, cool, good for you."
Yeah, I have a
kinda
few
thing.
friends
Like,
that are gay, so I mean, I'm fine. I'm totally fine with the gay people, or I'm not gonna go hate on them, motherfucker.
yeah, it's like that's what you're into. That's not what I'm into.
Right.
But I'll let you do you. Like, you can.
Yeah, it's for me. It's like I'm a gamer. It's like, oh well, yeah, that's cool, Or oh, you're gay. All right, all right, that's cool. That's your life.
Like, cool. All right. Hey,
Yeah.
That's who you are. That's
It's just a part of who you are. Yeah.
who you are. So like, that's never really bothered me much. But then yeah, I agree with you also in looking at it like. I think when it comes down to it, people really want the title of a marriage. They want to
Right.
say I am married, and they want it in the legal sense. I think for the most part, a lot of people do want it in the legal sense. I would have to.
They definitely would want it because it offers them benefits too.
Yeah, like you get the tax thing, and if anything happens, like I read a really good story a little while back about an individual who was a veteran. She was a veteran. She had a life partner who was like who didn't have nearly as good a job as the main character in the story that I read, the woman. And so the whole thing was about like if anything happened to her, none of her veterans benefits could help her partner because they weren't married. They didn't have the legal title
right.
of spouse on there. So if anything happened, like nobody could use the benefits and help them to like if she died, like she couldn't use any of the military benefits to help take care of any of that because her partner didn't have access to them. The only person who had access to them was the main woman, and she would be dead, so she couldn't touch them. So I can understand it from that part. It's so like such a slippery slope trying to navigate like where the religious part of marriage is coming in and where the legal part of marriage is coming in. Like for me, I am a religious person. Like I think about it and it was like I don't need to get married in a church kind of thing. I don't really need that. Like when I get married, it's not going to be for me. It's going to be for whoever I'm marrying. Like if their family wants all that crap, they can have it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like just give me some damn cowboy boots and a jacket, and I'll be there. I will show up. We'll get married or whatever. It's so slippery. Like you trying to figure out like are people getting married? Because they want to have like a union under God. That's just kind of how it came to me in my mind right there. Or are people getting married because they're like I want to spend the rest of my life with you. And I want to make it legal. Should anything happen to one of us, like we can use each other's benefits to take care of whatever's left. Like, happens, kind of thing. So it's really like it's teeter totter.
There's a whole bunch going on in marriage itself because, especially in like murder cases because like people get married and then like this happens a lot with women, and women tend to take advantage of the whole system with marriage. And what would happen is if their spouse died, they get their life insurance or whatever you call it, and and that can come into millions or at least hundreds of thousands of dollars. And that again, it just like kind of boggles my mind as to why that even happens in the first place and why marriage is such a like, again, why is marriage has to be such a federal practice, and that's why and that's like kind of like my point is one of my points as to why I find marriage a weird thing as a federal practice. I always see marriage as a religious thing, but you know what? In the end, it pretty much is a part of our federal system, and and for me, it's like, is it really necessary to go through all that just to say I love you? You know, it's like you two are already together. You know you love each other. It's like I don't know. I just find it pretty unnecessary to do all that. But you know what? Because you know, because it's part of the federal law and system and all that stuff, you get the benefits. Whatever. All right. You want to get married? Fine. That's fine with me.
Yeah.
But anyways, again, congrats to anyone who's been wanting to marry each other, whether you're whether you're gay or lesbian, and I hope you guys live a nice happy life in a white picket fence home or whatever kind of home you.
But if you have a nicer house than me, I will kick your ass. I'm just playing. Maybe.
Yeah. Well, that probably marriage will help you get that kind of house. But anyways, all right, we can move on from that. Okay, next one I like to bring up is finally a gaming topic, and this one I found particularly really interesting, and it kind of ticked me off quite a bit because well, the headline is that a gamer goes to prison for 8 years because he made a joke that involved with a death threat. And first off, this happened on League of Legends, which is like a free-to-play RPG game that's very popular online. And it's pretty much more popular than let's say World of Warcraft, pretty much. And I don't know the exact situation of as to how it happened, but I think people were getting onto this guy, and maybe because they were jealous of him, or just it's the internet, so they're probably trolling him. And the gamer jokingly said that he said, oh yeah, I'm gonna go out and shoot someone in my school with a gun or something like that. I don't know the exact quote, but he said somewhere along that line. And what happens next was pretty creepy, if you ask me, because they actually tracked the guy down. So they were able to report him, and now he had to go through court, and he's being charged with a death threat, and he's going to go into prison for 8 years because of, well, he made a joking threat about killing someone.
Yeah, I have the threat pulled up, so I guess it was during online gameplay, and he said something to the effect of, okay, yeah. So one gamer said, "Oh yeah, you're insane. You're crazy. You're messed up in the head." To which the individual who's been arrested said, "Oh yeah, I'm real messed up in the head. I'm gonna go to a school, go shoot up a school full of kids and eat their still beating hearts." And the next two lines were LOL and JK, which stands for laugh out loud and just kidding for those of you who've been living under a rock for the last few years. And I just want to clarify at this point that kids, going forward in your life, I need you to remember this piece of advice. Sarcasm does not translate when typed or written. All right? Because,
yes.
Me, I'm a sarcastic asshole. I've been sarcastic and cynical my entire life. So when I see something like that and it's in gameplay, I understand that this guy's probably trying to be sarcastic. Probably not the most tasteful way to put it.
Right.
But he's being sarcastic.
Right. But the guy had to understand that, well, your meeting is not gonna exactly go over and get to the those people's heads, that you're being sarcastic and all that stuff, because of what Cory said. Sarcasm doesn't translate well when typed or written, and with that, yeah, because he had to go that far. He's going to jail. Prison for that. But the fact that he is being charged 8 years, that's quite a chunk of your lifetime. Doing nothing but, Obviously I've never been to prison, but I'm assuming that you might get butt raped or whatever like that once you drop the soap. But my point is that it's not gonna be pretty when you're in prison.
Yeah.
And it all because he made a sarcastic little joke, and that really that the part that ticks me off is that people who've done worse, like rape, robbery, that things that are actually hurt people in a way, physically and mentally.
Yeah.
Get charged less. Like they get charged 3 years, 4, whatever. So that really boggles my mind of how you can get 8 years of prison just saying something like that on the internet. So, and the fact that they actually tracked him down was, I really found that creepy. So it's like,
I think the creepiest part is, according to this, it was a Canadian woman. A Canadian woman found the conversation somehow on the internet, Googled the kid's name, found his address, and then called an American police station so that they could go arrest him.
Arrest him, yes. Wow.
That's some creepy. Look, Canadians, leave us the fuck alone, okay? You got your maple syrup and grizzly bears and shit to worry about. Do not just stay away from our sarcastic
and
teenage kids. And you got moose and mises and mounted patrols to worry about. Worry about that shit. Let our sarcastic little teenage kids get the shit beat out of them in high school so they can learn a lesson then.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that kid is gonna get his ass kicked at one point. So I really thought that was totally unnecessary in the first place, because there's I find so many threats like that on Call of Duty, and it's full on in audio, so it's like more direct, I think. Like like for those of you who don't play Call of Duty, people go on headsets and like go online and say really stupid shit. And they even say this stuff to kids, for crying out loud. Like, oh, I'm gonna kill your ass, and I'm a cap, whatever. And they pretend I'm all gangsta and shit, and I'm gonna pop a cap and whatever. There's so much like that every day, and yet this guy of all people gets thrown to prison. So I found just mind-boggling. So.
I actually just found reports that apparently this kid has already had the shit kicked out of him since he's been locked up for more than 3 months.
Oh, Jesus.
Let's see. It looks like his dad has reported things to NPR along the effects of the kid's already had concussions, black eyes, and moved 4 times. And he's even been put in solitary confinement nude for days on end because he's depressed.
Oh, jeez.
So the moral of the story, kids, is don't play League of Legends and don't post comments to the effect of "I will kill lots of children," because this is apparently a really great way to get yourself locked up without even being told what you're being locked up for. Oh, American justice system, I wonder sometimes.
Yeah, it's another case where our justice system does, again, another questionable thing. And it really leaves me kind of hopeless of how right, and I say that with air quotes, our justice system is. But don't get me wrong, he did kind of go far with that joke, but it is sarcasm nonetheless. It's not going to be pretty. So, yeah, but the punishment was definitely taken way too fucking far, Yeah. Seeing this guy's ass getting kicked at school, it would be fine, I guess. Because maybe I don't know about I definitely don't know the history of this guy. Who knows? Like, chances are he's like a fucking stupid, one of those stupid assholes that you hate at school. But nonetheless, the punishment was taken a little too far. So yeah. Okay, what is next? Oh, okay, this is a little minor note, but for those of you know, Captain Planet is is a classic, and was it from the 80s or the 90s? Because
I feel like it was.
I want to say it's the 90s because that's where I saw it, but
Yeah, I'll double check right now.
okay, yeah. I just don't want to get this wrong because yeah.
Come on. Let's see, early 90s.
Okay, early 90s. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, it was a cartoon from the 90s. It was like, it featured a environmentally friendly superhero after 5 kids have their rings and combine their powers from the ring, forming into this powerful superhero that wants to save the planet in a rather green friendly way. And like it's just one of those cartoons that people hold on to, and they go all nostalgic and shit when someone brings it up. Hey, do you remember Captain Planet? Oh man, oh god, that was the shit back in the day. Anyways, the reason I bring that up because he's I believe getting a live action movie, and yeah, I just found it a little interesting because considering a lot of cartoons being turned into live action have become disasters in the box office, or what do you call or a universally panned film, especially with Last Airbender, Dragon Ball Evolution. What was another one? What was another flop or panned movie? I guess Green Lantern, even though he's from a comic, but that was not exactly a great movie, from what I've heard. Definitely Catwoman.
That's horrible.
With Halle Berry. My point is that a lot of cartoons that were turned into live action movies were just awful. They're shit. And I can't forget Garfield.
Oh jeez.
Garfield. Yeah, that's a that reminder just burns my mind. Yeah. That was another good one, a good cartoon, but that was just horribly torn apart as it was becoming a live action movie. Anyways, so I just think that like that whole cheesy but awesome cartoon won't exactly translate well into a live action movie. That's just me.
It'll be interesting to see what happens.
It'll be interesting, yes, but oof. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's a flip of a coin, man, at this point. Oh yeah, another flop. Speed Racer. That was. I believe some people liked it, but for the most part, a lot of people didn't.
Yeah, it was okay. I've watched it.
Mm-hmm.
I think I actually own it on DVD.
Mm-hmm.
I've watched. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where like you don't watch it because you're like, oh my god, this is a great movie. You watch it because it's nostalgic.
Yeah.
For me, I watch it because it's just kind of like, it's
Speed
nostalgia.
Racer. Yeah, it's Speed
Racer.
Racer. Yeah.
I think it was kind of well done. Better than Dragon Ball and Garfield for sure. For sure.
Did you see Last Airbender?
That I don't want to talk about that. It was awful. I started watching the first 10, 15 minutes and I was just like, I can't do this.
Oh geez, like I've actually seen the whole thing in theaters, and that I can definitely say that was the worst movie I've seen in theaters.
Did you get your money back?
No.
I would ask
here's
for
the
my money
here's
back.
the thing. I got that ticket for free from a friend, so I'm kind of glad, but in a way I wasted however many minutes were in that fucking movie. It was just like none of what Avatar, Last Airbender was in the fucking thing other than the actual bending and all that shit.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, some of the effects were good, but if it's not backed up by a good story and good writing, those effects are just nothing. It's just something see. They're just something you see on the screen. I feel that the Star Wars prequels kind of fall into that, but that's a completely different thing anyway. My point is that it was a piece of shit movie, and I highly disregard it. And you know what? Shyamalan can go eat a log of shit. So for ruining one of the greatest cartoons in modern history. So let's leave it on that note. What else do we need to bring up? Oh, right. Another thing about gaming is that Don Matrick, as you know, as the president and pretty much the guy behind the Xbox One, he actually left Microsoft officially, and he has joined Zynga, which is a company that made Farmville, Words with Friends. Did they make Candy Crush? I know that's a recent...
No, I think somebody else is behind Candy Crush.
Okay. Yeah, a lot of people might know that My Zynga by now. I mean, it's they're known for a lot of games that you see on Facebook, and I just found it interesting because first off, this guy was behind the Xbox One and the Xbox One was just an absolute disaster when it came to being a console, because it had all the bullshit DRM policies and the whole thing with the used games handling and just a whole bunch of bullshit. And it's just really funny that he left Microsoft, and he pretty much left Microsoft in a as I guess I can call it a pit of sinking sand.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Yeah, but I guess the good news is that he left Microsoft, and
definitely.
so that's I guess that's good news for a lot of people. So now that he's gone, he's out of the picture, someone else can step in and hopefully put Microsoft back into the direction they should go in. And and of course he's already been replaced by new CEO Steve Ballmer, and you know what, good luck to you, and hopefully the Xbox One is able to make a much needed comeback, I guess, and we'll just have to see what happens from there. Cory, did you find anything that also interested you?
Yeah, definitely. In news this week that really pissed me the hell off, our wonderful president has decided to make sure that he cancels celebrations for Independence Day, July 4th. That's tomorrow, folks. He's decided to cancel festivities because there just isn't any money in the budget at the following bases: Shaw Air Force Base, Camp Lejeune, Fort Bragg, Pearl Harbor, Hickam Field, McGuire-Dix, Lakehurst. They're saying the money and it's a sequester, but I don't understand how the president can go on a $100 million African adventure with his family and everything. But the people who protect our freedom and fight for this country can't enjoy a celebration designed basically for them.
They can't even get a fucking fireworks show.
They can't even get a fireworks show, which, I mean, I understand the fireworks are expensive, but, I mean, cut your fucking $100 million journey and, give the boys some fireworks here. The men and women that fight for this country, deserve something.
They at least deserve some fireworks. Come on, man. It's like...
And it's disgusting because this kind of stems back to something I saw earlier. We apparently now live in a country where Marines are asked to hold umbrellas for our punk-ass president, which that is something that happened a while ago. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just Google Marine holds umbrella for Obama.
Mm-hmm.
Come on. he fights for this country. You can hold your own damn umbrella. All right.
Oh man. I continue to think that Obama is just one of the worst presidents of all time. I really think that. I'm gonna be flat out honest. Yeah, he really is one of the worst presidents of all time, if not recent times. Like if you thought George W. Bush was bad, you might want to get a good look at Obama right now. I mean, he spends $100 million to go on a fucking trip instead of providing a well deserving I guess show or reward or whatever for our hardworking veterans and anyone that fights for our country, and like or like just anything that this country needs right now, like a better healthcare plan or whatever, and like. Well, I don't know, or like fucking a better way to spend our energy or something like that, anything but a fucking trip to Africa. No, I mean I'm not saying Africa is bad or anything, but
it's kind of one of those things like you don't need that. It's
I know,
a luxury.
It's fucking
trip.
Luxury.
Like let me put it this way: I'd love to go on a fucking African safari hunt right now and
right.
kill some Cape buffalo, but I don't have the money to do it, so I'm not gonna.
Yeah, we have something called priorities, and going on a trip is not a priority here.
Yeah, I think taking care of our servicemen and women is. And I just found something else that's apparently going wrong with taking care of our men and women. Apparently overseas, some Marines, what's called Camp Leatherneck in Afghanistan,
right?
They're losing what they called midnight meal services, this was basically like early morning breakfast and late night dinners for soldiers who were coming in or going out at that time. But because of budget cuts, and I've got to air quote that.
Mm-hmm.
They have to cut that service, so now you're gonna have our soldiers going out
mm-hmm.
without food in their stomach, or going to bed without food in their stomach, and they're gonna have to wait. And if they get called out on a shift before they get to eat again, now we've got people out there low blood sugar, this and that. It's just, it's frustrating that our budget is as screwed up as it is.
Our tax money is going into his trip. That's something you want to think about.
This is fascinating.
Oh man.
Fascinating.
Yeah. I do. Next on another subject, I like to bring up something that we two are gonna do on a Friday, and this coming Friday to be exact. And we are going to Anime Expo for 2013. This will be our first time. I've never been there. He's never been there.
I've never been there.
Yeah, and I never been to a expo or / convention of any sort other than the LA Auto Show. Yeah, so I never been to like Comic-Con or whatever, like
whatever conventions people go to.
Yeah, see that kind of really shows us of how knowledgeable.
I almost went to a gun show once, but I mean I don't know if that would count in the same category.
No, well it is a gathering of people of one interest nonetheless. I guess I can bring up another car show, the Japanese classic car show. Yeah. That's the one we've been to as a pair, and it was a really cool one. But anyways, we are going to Anime Expo, and yeah, it'll be pretty exciting, and and I like to also throw out that there is an open audition going on at Anime Expo involving with like dubbing anime into English, and I would like to say that I want to give it a try, even though I have no experience at all in acting. I don't know, it seems really fun, and you know what, it's for anyone, and why not, right? it's only for an hour, so I don't know if I'm gonna even get picked and to go audition in the first place. But they basically you just write your name down, and they're gonna call out those names and just go through as many auditions as they can within the hour. And yeah, I hope I get called up, and I hope I don't fucking screw up or anything like that. It's really interesting the way they're gonna handle this. It's kind of like I believe it's gonna be like how American Idol goes, like like you sing in front of 3 judges or whatever. I think you're definitely gonna go speak do the reading in front of the voice director or whatever, voice cast director, and but I don't know if it's gonna happen while other people are watching, because it's gonna be at a booth, so I have no idea. But you know what? I still want to try it, but I definitely have the nerves even right now. So I'm pretty fucking nervous, and I do get nervous during like your PowerPoint presentations in college or whatever. But I'm pretty hopeful. I'm keeping a positive thought, and hopefully I somehow maybe get lucky or whatever. But you never know. You never know unless you try. That's the message here.
Yeah. You won't know if you don't go.
Yeah. And you know what? Like, and I think even if I don't get the role, maybe you never know. They might still have you on the list and consider. They might put you on a list where it's like, okay, well, we can't find these people. Oh, what about him? Something like that. You never know. There's a chance. There's always a chance for that. So that's why I want to give this a try, and because I've always found it really fun to voice a character, giving a character a voice, what to be on, whether it's a cartoon or in a video game, whatever, in a movie, wherever you want to put it. It always kind of really fascinated me. I'm one of those people that actually pay attention to voices in movies, and especially if it's like an animated movie or cartoon or whatever, and of course I'm an anime fan, which kind of explains why we're going there in the first place. I invited Cory. Although Cory did watch some Initial D, so
hey, I've seen Initial D.
Yeah, so
and I signed up for Crunchyroll, so I can try and watch some Naruto on there.
Yeah. For me, I'm more of a One Piece kind of guy. I honestly don't go for Naruto. But I think we can discuss that in another episode. But anyways, I cannot wait for the audition. Hopefully I get called up in the first place, and hopefully I don't fuck up. All right. Is there anything else that we should bring up? Let's see here.
No, I don't think about it. I actually have another friend that I went to school with. College. He's a voice actor, and I think he's actually going to be doing the open audition thing as well.
Oh, for Anime Expo?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
cool.
think he's gonna. Are they doing it all day? Is it?
No, it's from 12 to 1 for July 5th.
Mm-hmm.
But they're definitely gonna have it through, I think, all 4 days.
Okay, yeah, that sounds about right.
And yeah, they're all an hour each, and I like to also throw out that they have like workshops after that. So I mean, for anyone who's listening that wants to become a voice actor, if you can, it's definitely a good experience to go out and go to these workshops, because I believe you can learn a lot, because I've been to a workshop that involves something else, but nonetheless, you do learn a lot of things from any workshop. And yeah, I mean, if you're happen to go to Anime Expo, this is definitely an opportunity to take. I think so. Just throwing it out there. And what's your friend's name, by the way?
His name is Mark Allen.
Mark Allen. Oh, okay. All right.
So I know. I remember seeing him post on Facebook that he's gonna do it. He can do a lot. He has a a high range voice, so he can do like really nasally characters. He does evil characters really well. It's kind of scary.
Okay.
But like the stereotypical like bad guy evil
Right,
character,
right.
like I don't even want to try and make it because I'll sound like an idiot. But
I'm up for me. I would just want to go for like the more normal kind of voice. Like
Yeah.
I would want to be like, if let's say there's an anime about high school life. I would definitely want to be the normal one. I would go for the normal one. I mean, I don't know, but when you're auditioning, you definitely want to try to do as many characters as you can because you never know.
yeah.
Yeah. So. Of course, I'm not telling you to do fucking female voices if you,
Damn it!
female characters if you're a male voice actor. So I mean,
Hey, but if you can hit them, more power to you.
yeah, you can, if you do, yeah, I mean, more power to you, and congratulations. So and good luck with that, because I don't know where that's gonna go with you. I guess we can bring this up for any of you car lovers out there. I'm looking at an article of 9 hottest selling cars this year. This is on Yahoo Autos. And let's see here. Starting from number 9, the Ford Escape with sales of 127,932 for this year. And it has before that it gained a 29.7% increase in sales. So yeah, and it gets a fuel economy of overall of 26 miles per gallon. All right, that's pretty good for an SUV. And number 8 is a Hyundai Elantra. Wow, to my surprise. And didn't you say you liked some of the Hyundai cars?
Yeah, some of the newer Hyundai cars actually look pretty nice. I've test driven a couple of them. They drive
really
nice too. So
did you drive them in stick or automatic?
I haven't. I've driven the Veloster in stick.
Oh, cool.
I haven't driven a Hyundai in stick shit. Or I mean, an Elantra in stick shit. Yeah, I only drove the sedan though. I didn't drive the hatchback version of the Elantra.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
But it was still nice. It handles nice. It's relatively nice interior. I mean,
yeah. For me, I'm just one of those people that aren't. I don't know. I just find Hyundai not very eye catching. When it comes to the design and the way I don't know the way I think their mechanical quality isn't exactly on par with Toyota for me, and it's funny because it did get popular. I understand that it was starting to get a lot of sales, but I've heard that like the mechanical quality started to kind of hinder a little bit, and I don't know. Would you say that that's true or?
I haven't heard too many bad things about mechanical quality personally.
Okay.
I have a friend who had a lot of trouble with theirs, but it was one of the older cars. They've got a really great warranty though.
Okay.
On its 100,000 miles, 10 years. So I mean, if anything ever did happen, you more than likely be covered. I mean, the good thing is it is a car company. They do build a lot of the cars in America.
What was the one that's called? It's the one. It's a coupe with the V6 and the turbo or something like that. And
The Genesis.
Genesis. There you go. I was trying to think of that. Yeah, that's like they recently came out with that one, and that's supposed to compete with like, cars like the Eclipse and the 370Z and like and pretty much like all the popular coupe sports cars. And yeah, I mean, I have to be honest, like it's just it's just one of those cars that really don't catch my eye. And I'm like even though I'm Japanese, like that has like nothing to do with like me hitting on the Korean stuff. Like I have a fucking Samsung TV here, so I mean, and and my fucking phone is from Samsung. So it's the Galaxy S4. I love this fucking phone. It's so awesome. Yeah, I mean, that has nothing to do with anything like that. And I mean, I don't know. It's just one of those things. Okay, so number 7, is a Chevy Tahoe. I mean Tahoe. Yeah. Let's see. Okay, so it got 35,067 in sales from January to May. This is all from January to May for every car. In 2013, and then let's see. Yeah, okay. Yeah, sorry, I was trying to read the article. It's nothing interesting. Okay, so the next one, number 6, is the Ford Explorer. And then, okay, let's go to the second page. Oh, okay, number 5, the Subaru Forester. I'm pretty surprised. I haven't really heard too much from it. Apparently got 40,578 sales in this year. Do you know anything about when it comes to Subaru?
They're good cars. I mean, they do last quite a while.
Oh, okay.
They're pretty good mechanical quality. I mean, most of them are all-wheel drive systems, so they're pretty durable. You can do just about anything with them.
Mm-hmm. I just know Subaru because of their Impreza and their Legacy, and then the of course the BRZ. Yeah. This is kind of it surprises me that the Forester of all cars is being the top selling car, I guess, for Subaru. Next one, the Lexus ES. And that one sold 27,813 in 2013. When it comes to Lexus, I definitely don't like the ES. I'm into the IS, the GS, and the LS, which is like the top model. But I definitely like the new look on the GS. Have you seen it?
I think I saw a picture of one the other day online. Come on. Pull it up real quick here. Oh yeah, I like that. That's nice. I like those lines.
Yeah, I really like the new design that they've done to the GS. To the Lex, the new IS, not so much, because like the new IS kind of have this like weird thing going on in the front. Like they like deleted a part of the bumper, and so like it has this like massive freaking black grill in the front.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not really digging that look. But the lights kind of do look nice. But
yeah, the lights look really good.
It's kind of cool because they're actually smaller than what they appear. They just use like a whole bunch of like inclines and curves and stuff like that to create an illusion that it is a big headlight. And yeah, I mean, if you go out and check out the picture, like, and you look closely, yeah, you can definitely see that. But yeah, it does look cool from there. But yeah, the grill is just killing it for me. I do like the sides of the front bumper. It does.
That was really nice.
Yeah, it does resemble the GS a bit. Of course, I mean it's Lexus. But the back, let's see. Yeah, I remember the back now. Yeah, it's I think that they're kind of overdoing it for me. It's like, it looks like they were having too much fun on let's say SolidWorks or something, whatever software they use to design their vehicle. It's too outstretched. It's like almost reaching to the rear tire. So, and what else? It's funny because I currently own the Lexus IS 2006 IS 250. That model looks really nice to me, especially in dark blue.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and I got some gritty exhaust on it, and the Lexus F Sport air intake, and that's pretty much it when it comes to modifications. You can't really do much to the Lexus IS for this one. It's kind of unfortunate. If you want a Lexus you want to do a lot with, I think the IS 300 is a better choice. They definitely have a nice selection of exhaust, and I think they have a turbo for it. And you can definitely do more than the IS, the new IS stuff. I can tell you that much. Okay, so next car, the Toyota Avalon. Oh, geez. Did you see the new one?
I have not.
It's not exactly the best looking Avalon I've seen.
I've never really been a big fan of the Avalon.
Yeah, and I think the Camry's kind of going for that look too, which is kind of unfortunate. Let's see, which one was it? I think it was 2014, whatever the new one is. Yeah, there's no clear picture of. Yeah, I mean, basically they're trying to go for the look with the huge gaping bottom grill thing. Like, it's like
Look, unless you're Mazda, you cannot pull off the
fucking big ass, like the Joker smile. Yeah, I guess
it just does not work unless you're Mazda.
Yeah. Yeah, Mazda is also known for that, but I actually like that car overall, even with that huge ass smile. The car I'm talking about is the Mazda Speed 3, the new one. Oh wow, it's funny because the next car is from Mazda. It's the CX-5. Pretty surprised that it made it at number 2, of all things. Let's see.
They are really nice. I've driven one before.
I've driven the RX-8. They are very nice to drive. It definitely has really good handling for me. It has nice tight response. I like tight handling. I like heavy steering. The Nissan Altima is definitely the opposite, which I do not like at all. It just feels clunky to me.
Yeah, it's definitely like a grandma driver.
Yeah, it really is. It's definitely aiming towards like women and stuff like that, or like people who just don't give a crap about good handling, I guess.
Yeah.
It is one car. Let's see what's next. Oh yeah, the number 1 car is the Nissan Pathfinder. This is a picture showing the new one. I've noticed the new one, pretty much heavily resembles the Lexus RX.
It definitely looks like it.
It looks like it. Yeah, I just find that funny. That one has a sales of 38,179 in 2013, and has an overall MPG of 22. And it says that it's nice and quiet. It soaks up bad pavement, and apparently has a nice interior.
Don't doubt it. Most Nissans I've ever been in have had pretty nice interior.
Well, I mean, like I'm pretty picky when it comes to interior. Have you seen the inside of a Mini Cooper?
Yes.
That one's just like, when I first saw that, I was just like, what is going on?
it is confusing at first.
Like it's kind of like that picture where like it has like a upside down staircase and like all these like weird ways and shit. Yeah. It's like white and black, and like it has like all these like weird shit's going. That's how I felt it's like looking at that, that's how I felt when I first saw the interior of a Mini Cooper. My mom has a Countryman sitting in the garage, and when I first saw it I was like, what in God's name is going on in here? Because like the most basic of things is just like so fucking confusing, and it's just like the window, all the window switches are like on the central panel, and it's like and they're on the bottom too, and then they're kind of like flip switches you see in like a fucking aircraft.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, And then like the way they feel is like kind of weird, and it's like you can't precisely close or open the window to however you want it. Then they're all like automatic and shit, but like it's just like I don't know, it doesn't exactly feel like you're able to open the fucking thing precisely. And but when you drive it, it's really nice to drive it.
Yeah.
It's like a go-kart. It's
Okay.
very nice. And like yeah, especially when you turn, it's like it doesn't sway as much, you know. I remember my mom's previous car was the Element, and that was like the fucking opposite of that. Cause like for those of you who don't know, it's the Honda Element is like one of those cube SUV things, like the Scion XB.
Yeah.
And except that this was taller, so like when you turn the fucker, it's like you feel like you're gonna fucking flip over. And I am very surprised every time when I turn that thing, it didn't flip over. But I will say that it's very nice when you store stuff in it, cause like when you move out the seats and stuff like that, you have a whole shitload of room for the actual size of the Element. It's like you could fit a whole bunch of shit in there. Even though this SUV is a small SUV, it's like really nice when it comes to carrying stuff. But it kind of like it made me disappointed because they put a fucking same engine as a Honda Civic, so it's just like it was definitely overpowered, and it definitely was not. It's not a car you want to drive on a freeway. I had to drive it to school once. Not once. At least a few times, yeah. And it definitely shows that it's not a freeway car. But definitely if you plan to like fucking carry a bunch of shit back and forth, yeah, that's definitely a good car.
Plenty of space, no power.
Plenty of space for sure. And like the back seats are pretty nice because like it feels like you're in a theater. Because like you're kind of raised up, you're tall and shit. So like yeah, it gives you the feeling that you're in a theater. So it's like yeah. I thought that bit was really cool. And like yeah, and it's here's another note. Like it's a very good car if you own a pet or a few pets, because like the interior is all plastic, and including the floor, and it's like a all weather mat.
Yeah.
So it's a really easy to clean floor, you know. So like every time you bring out your dog or whatever, you know, and after that you're able to just like clean it just so easily. And you definitely don't have to worry about your basic like fabric upholstery or whatever on the floor. That can be a real fucking nightmare, especially when the dog pukes in there. Oh jeez. Yeah. So let's see. Anything else? How long has it been? Jesus. Well, I think like an hour. Okay, yeah, an hour 18. Okay. Anything else? I feel like there's like a bunch more that we need to bring up.
Let me see.
Wait, I need to get a water. I'll be right back. Oh, hey, Cory, do you still own that Honda Ridgeline?
Yeah, we still have the Honda Ridgeline.
How is that?
I personally love the truck.
Yeah?
It's a lot of fun to drive. Handles really well. It's very responsive. It's got plenty of power for a V6.
I think it has like what 250 horsepower.
Yeah, it's got a good amount of horsepower, somewhere around there. It's got VTEC. It's a lot of fun when VTEC kicks in on.
Oh yeah. I know that. I know that feeling. I've owned the Toyota Celica as my first car. That was a fucking fun car to drive. It was a 2001 Celica GTS, and it's funny because I sold it to my neighbor and it's like just sitting there in the garage, like right across the street. So I like see it when it's open, when it's open. So I find that funny because it's like my first car, and I've driven it for like 3 years, and like yeah, and it had a VVTi, which is basically VTEC for Toyota, and yeah, that fucker is totally fun when that kicks in. It's just like. It's like you get you're accelerating, and all of a sudden it's like you just go faster, and you hear that extra buzz. Oh, it was a good feeling. And yeah, it definitely handled very well when you turn and stuff like that. Being a sports car, although going through bumps is not a best thing you want to do with the Celica and other sports cars. Yeah, so I definitely know that feeling. When it comes to like VTech and stuff like that. Let's see. Oh yeah, in case you guys heard some popping and stuff like that in the background, those are fireworks. So yeah, as you can see, July 4th is coming up tomorrow, pretty much, and I found an article where it says where it show places that aren't allowed with when it comes to fireworks. Let's see. That was creepy. The door just opened on its own. Let's see. Oh, Delaware, New York, New Jersey, Massachusetts. Um, let's see. Okay, so these are states that don't allow them. Uh, I just find the little warnings a little funny. It says make sure it's legal to set off fireworks where you live. Don't let young children play with sparklers, which can burn as hot as 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit. Keep water nearby. Don't point a firework at someone else. Um, that I'm pretty sure that has been disobeyed plenty of times on YouTube.
Millions of times.
Millions of times.
Pretty sure I saw my neighbors disobeying that earlier as I was leaving my house.
And then okay, and then the last one says pets are often fearful of fireworks, so keep them indoors if possible. I don't know. That was pretty funny. Let's see. Okay, yeah, it just says those 3 states are or excuse me, 4. Delaware, New York, New Jersey, and Massachusetts. Okay. Yeah, I like to also point out that where we live is kind of illegal as well. We live in Torrance, California, by the way. There are places that are legal. What like Fullerton, for example, and what else is Gardena legal?
It might be.
I'm not like yeah. I've heard some things that they said it was illegal, but I don't know. I'm not too sure about that. They still sell fireworks in
Yeah,
Gardena.
they sell fireworks because I was down shopping the other day and I drove past 3 fireworks stands and I was in Gardena, so
right.
Probably there. Maybe I think they might be legal in Lawndale. I wouldn't be surprised if they were legal in Lawndale.
Oh, right.
At all. Possibly Hawthorne.
Oh God, you had to bring that up.
You gotta come full circle with the stories.
Yeah. I kind of saw that coming actually. It's either me or you that was gonna bring it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure there's not gonna be any fireworks either way.
We're gonna have a 21 gun salute for the dog. I'm just saying. Too soon?
No, man. That's definitely too soon. It's freaking yesterday, man. Or when did it happen? Yes, I'm sorry. Yesterday?
Monday?
Oh, Monday. Right. Yeah, it was on the Monday, yeah.
That's funny. I typed in fireworks illegal in, and that was all I put. Fireworks legal in, and the first thing that popped up as a option was fireworks legal in Fullerton, California.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it was weird.
Huh. That's weird. I guess it's not an updated one or something.
Where are fireworks legal in LA County?
Yeah.
Yep, Gardena, Hawthorne, Inglewood.
So it is illegal in Gardena.
No, they're legal.
Oh, legal. Oh,
yeah,
sorry.
So cities that permit the use of safe and sane fireworks.
Okay, great. Okay.
I don't understand how they regulate safe and sane,
Yeah, I know.
but okay. Yeah, let's see. Inglewood, Industry, Almani, Hawaiian Gardens, Hawthorne, Huntington Park, Downey, Bellflower, Azusa, Artesia, Bell Gardens, Duarte, Downey, Compton, Carson, Pico Rivera, Paramount, Palmdale, Norwalk, Lakewood.
Oh, it says here the effects of Obamacare delayed. Well, I don't give a fucking shit.
I read something the other day that California high school teachers are going to start, or California teachers are going to start implementing into their lesson plans to train children to advertise Obamacare to their families.
What?
Yeah. I wish I could remember more of where I saw that.
Oh,
It'd
man.
be a lot more fun to talk about. But I thought that was bullshit.
Yeah. Wow. Joe, like, wait, here? In Torrance?
Everywhere.
Oh, everywhere. Oh, okay. Oh, jeez. I find that, wow. I find that really funny.
Yeah, I was, what?
It's like, no, not just like products in general. Obamacare, like,
Yeah.
wow. Okay.
Random fact for you folks: fireworks are not allowed at all in Lancaster. I have a friend who lives in Lancaster, and Lancaster's in the middle of, according to him, relatively close to nowhere. Like, there is not much there. Right? Like, there is not much there at all. Like, it's in the desert.
Oh, okay.
But fireworks are not allowed there. So I don't understand.
Oh, wow.
Like, he says if he wants, he could walk out into his backyard and set up, like, barrels and shoot them if he wanted. And nobody would really care.
Mm.
But he cannot set off fireworks legally.
Oh, something just came up in my mind. Didn't the actor of The Sopranos passed away?
Oh, he did, yeah. The main character.
The main character, yeah. I forgot his name. I'll bring it up right now. I saw it on, like, on newsstands all over that, yeah, he passed away. Pretty unfortunate.
Yeah. He was fairly young.
Yeah. That's the unfortunate part. And yeah, I mean, Sopranos was a pretty good show. Not exactly a show that no one would know. It was a big hit on HBO.
I think he died of cancer. Wow. If I recall correctly.
Okay, yeah, I didn't know how he.
Was it cancer? I don't remember.
Okay, so yeah, James Gandolfini. Yeah, Gandolfini. Yeah, I remember that now. That name now. Let's see. Death. Oh, he died of a heart attack.
Yes.
He says heart attack.
Yeah. That's right. One of the actresses from the show died of cancer.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah, only 51.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Pretty much around when Michael Jackson died too, right? He was around 50.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jeez.
Yeah, he had some Emmy nominations for his work on the show and everything.
Mm-hmm.
He had some, won a couple accolades and everything.
Mm-hmm. Oh wow, he's actually in the Incredible Burt Wonderstone, which is apparently a funny movie according to people. Yeah, I'm looking at the movie right now. It says that Jim Carrey's in what was that guy's name? This is Alan Arkin. There you go. Yeah, they had good performances, and and it says that the only thing bad about it is just the plot's inconsistent tone and predictability. And wow, so that was like the last major movie he was in.
I think he was in Zero Dark 30.
All right, I'm just saying like that's the last movie.
Oh,
yeah. But he was also in Zero Dark 30. I haven't seen that movie.
I haven't either, but
yeah.
it's been on the movie channels that we get at my house.
Oh, okay.
I think maybe it was on demand. I don't remember. I get caught up sometimes because the computer interface and the TV interface they start to look the same, and I don't remember if I'm watching stuff on my computer, TV.
Right.
I don't remember where I'm looking.
Yeah. Okay. So his final film is actually going to be called. It's going to be a movie called Animal Rescue, and it's a crime drama film. So, all right. And it's coming up in 2014. Yeah. Yeah. So I guess that's going to be his final film.
I love posthumous releases of films.
Yeah. It's like Tupac or something with this.
Kind of like when Heath Ledger died and he still had that. I don't remember what movie it was.
Oh yeah. I've heard about some movie coming out after his death.
Yeah.
It wasn't too big, was it? It wasn't definitely wasn't as popular as let's say Dark Knight.
Yeah, it was nowhere near as popular, but
yeah. Let me see. Oh, this is something I gotta bring up. This was kind of old news, but I definitely need to bring it up. Nintendo before then they actually were doing like this thing where they what do you call it? Didn't allow any like Let's Players on YouTube to have their videos monetized if their video involved with Nintendo games.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, like what they would do is try to like they try to put their own ads, so that means they get all the revenue and not the Let's Player, the one who created the video in the first place. And that was funny because like because they're trying to put their own ads, they have to pay Google to put the ad in the video in the first place. So really they're not making any profit. And what happened was like because of that, like a lot of people got mad about it, including like fans and Let's Players.
Yeah.
And it's just like I feel that was very important to me because because I'm one of those people as well, like that put up like Nintendo videos. And I definitely thought that that wasn't a good move for Nintendo because like for me, like any Let's Play video is like free advertising, and it's like and it basically like puts the game out there, and like and people are able to like know what the game is like, and they're like, oh, I want to experience this same exact I want to experience what this person experienced, so they go out and buy the game, and there you go, the company makes sales. I thought that that doing this is a good thing, like because I mean, sure, the game is not theirs or anything like that, but it's kind of different with music and movies, because it's only one kind of experience, and you can duplicate it and all that stuff, but you can't duplicate a gaming experience.
Yeah, that's true.
Like no matter what, like in any way, unlike movies and music, you could definitely download it off of YouTube. Like if you go to a website, not pointing out anything, but including, and same with movies too. There's like full length movies on YouTube. I'm not gonna say what from who. And from there you can actually download it with a website. Again, I'm not gonna say what. But when it comes to like gameplay, like you can't. It's not like even if you download that video, it's not like you have the video game. It's not a complete bootleg copy. And like for me, because of Let's Plays, I bought certain games. So like that really shows that these videos kind of actually help people those gaming companies with like selling their game out, because YouTube is a lot of people go to YouTube.
Yeah.
And if people put out their videos on there, it's like, yeah, you're basically putting out advertisement about games, and people are able to know about it, and they're like, oh, that looks fucking cool, and especially you're able to see how the game is played.
Yeah, exactly.
So people know it's like, oh wow, this is really really nice, and it's coming from a person, not a developer.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a real person playing. He's like, he's giving his commentary, and then you know that person is having fun and all of that. So they want to experience that fun, and like they go out and buy the game, and there you go. That's how you make sales. And Nintendo was trying to hinder that, so I thought that was kind of a really stupid move. And it's funny because they don't make money out of that at all. So recently they actually officially stopped doing that. So it's like, okay, so that's good. Yeah. So I'm kind of glad they did that. But right now there's a whole bunch of people trying to like sign a petition for Nintendo to go ahead and remove the region lock, which basically means that without it, you'll be able to play games from Japan on your Wii U or whatever. Yeah, so I definitely signed up for that one. Just want to throw that out there because I mean there are really good games in Japan that aren't here in the U.S. And it's just like really unfair. So
I hate when that happens.
Yeah,
it's so frustrating.
Yeah, it's not exactly easy like foreign movies, because you have to actually import the fucker, and and you have to actually pay all that. So let's see, if a game is like $60, you definitely have to pay maybe like $80 for that game. It's like, wow. So yeah, I mean, and I think that can give more reason for people to go out and buy those consoles.
Yep.
So if you remove region lock, so you're able to you're able to open a much larger library of games for you to buy. So it's like, that's why I think they should just remove the region lock. I think the region lock is there because to reduce piracy or whatever.
Yeah.
Like I think it's I know that from DVD, so I think it's the same for games, I guess. But I don't know. I just don't find it common that console games are being pirated. I see more towards PC games because it's a lot easier to download from the torrent and shit like that.
Yeah.
So I for me, I really think region lock is just unnecessary when it comes to console gaming. What do you think about that?
I think if you get rid of it, you literally open the world up. Like you can. That's so cheesy.
Open the world up.
It's true though. It is true, but I mean, definitely, like, you can create a more universal player experience.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, especially if you start implementing like online connectivity in these games. If there's a game that was specifically reserved for like, Japan,
right,
and then there's no regional lock on it, and then you start getting like international gaming more so than what I think already happens, because I know to some extent that there is some international gaming that can happen, but like it's not all that common as far as what I'm experienced with. But this way, like, you really start getting into like a nice flow of like gamers around the world could literally be playing the games simultaneously against one another, so that's cool.
I believe the PS4 and the Xbox One is not gonna have region locking, so I guess I believe that's gonna. It's all more reason for Nintendo to remove it, because like I mean, you gotta keep up with the competition, so like I think for me, I think they should do it.
I definitely they might as well. I mean,
they might it might as well.
I don't see it hurting anything if they got rid of it.
Yeah. like you said, it's gonna open up to more, you know, it's gonna open up a whole different library of games. Yeah, and I definitely there are games I do want to play that are in Japan, that are from Japan, and like even if it has like fucking Japanese text or whatever, I don't give a shit. I'll try to play the motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think like I think they also release it in Europe but not in US. So what happens is that they make it into English anyway, so you could get that version and play it on your console.
Yeah.
So it's the PAL region version. So that's one way to solve that dilemma, I guess. If you really don't want to try to read Japanese or whatever. So. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I just found out that Anime Expo is getting quite the news out there. Like, it's being exposed on KTLA 5.
Oh.
Yeah, it's really cool. Like, I guess they're being I think they're mostly being exposed on KTLA. So I have a good feeling it's gonna be crowded.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like you think those kinds of conventions won't have many people, but they really do. I have a good feeling because Comic-Con is becoming more of gaming instead of actual comics.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, you can really notice because I've seen videos and there's not much people in the actual comics section. They're all more towards the gaming stuff and the entertainment, the movies and all that stuff. Yeah, that's something I find funny when it comes to Comic-Con. It's it'd be cool to go there one time. Yeah,
that would be cool.
Yeah, but I have a good feeling we're gonna have a hard time fucking just trying to get around anywhere in Comic-Con. It's just so goddamn crowded.
Hundreds of people everywhere.
Yeah, and there's cosplayers too and all that shit. Do you know anyone that cosplays?
I know a couple people. Yeah. I know some people who cosplay.
Yeah.
This is one of those things. I just don't. No.
No.
Nope.
Yeah.
Just don't. No. Can't.
Maybe for me it's one of those things I want to try a few times, but I'm definitely not, it's definitely not going to be a strong hobby of mine. And if I do cosplay, I definitely don't want to be in a super elaborate anime costume.
Yeah.
I just want to be it's just especially for anime, it's known for there's all these elaborate designs and shit.
9 foot tall foam sword and.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, I definitely would want to dress up for as one of the more realistic characters, know, especially
a character from Initial D.
Yeah, or anyone in a suit or something like a blazer. I mean a blazer and a fucking dress pants or whatever, and not fucking body suits and those Gundams or
people who dress up like the Gundam style stuff, that's far beyond.
Yeah, there's cosplaying for everything. There's Gundam style and what else? Oh yeah, I guess you can count when it comes to SpongeBob and shit. Or those people in Hollywood,
that's true. They dress up like the Hulk and
Spider-Man shit. That's technically cosplaying.
Yeah,
they're trying to be the character, so that's definitely somewhere cosplaying. I haven't actually been in that part of Hollywood. I just went to what was it? Fuck. I don't know how I fucking forgot the name of it. It's the one with the stars on the floor. Shit. It says the
Walk of Fame.
Walk of Fame. There you go. I don't know how that slipped away. Yeah, I've been in that part, but I definitely never seen people in ghost costumes. Yeah. So those are really terrible too.
For the most part.
For the most part, yeah. There's actually when it comes to actual cosplaying, let's say Anime Expo, they could be really good.
Yeah, I've seen pictures from years past, so that's probably what I'm most interested in seeing, how how elaborate people get.
Yeah, like how far will people will go to like do for cosplaying.
Yeah.
And there's like, and I can't believe like cosplayers get some amount of fame too. Like like um the from the anime expo where we're gonna go. It's like they're gonna have a guest of honor. And that's purely a cosplayer, not like anything else.
Yeah.
So yeah, I thought that was interesting. He's a guest of honor too. Like Jesus. So along with like all the other voice actors and shit that are gonna be there. Yeah, I mean, do you know any voice actors in when it comes to anime or no?
Not any prominent one. None other than my friend that's gonna be there.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know a few definitely, but I don't know. I definitely want to check out the artist alley, which is like basically a whole bunch of tables, and then they have like artists there, and then like they display their art, and then they try to sell it. Cause like I've seen those people on DeviantArt. It's which is basically a social online website for artists. Have you heard of it?
Yeah, I have a DeviantArt.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, do you have one?
Yeah, I don't remember what it is, but I have one.
Wow. Oh, okay. I did not know that. I definitely do have one.
Yeah.
I definitely do some drawings and shit. Yeah. I definitely won't be at a table. That's for sure. I'm just gonna just go walk around since it's my first time. Just like check out the place.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like what do you expect out of Anime Expo?
I expect to see some just crazy people who should not be allowed out of their mother's basement wandering around and really elaborate costumes. And if I'm going to be honest, I really just want to get myself a free lanyard of some sort. So please, some table at Anime Expo have free lanyards. I don't care what it is. If it's pink fucking ponies, I will take it.
Yeah, I know, like
that's
the free
obviously
stuff.
a worst case scenario.
Free stuff, yeah.
I love getting free stuff. At
It is fun.
Like,
yeah, I know that feeling. Yeah, so, I mean, sure, the LA Art Show, they only hand out like pamphlets and shit, but like it's still, they hand out like these cool car posters too.
Yeah.
So like that's like a good thing to get for free. I have a few of them in my room actually. I have the Nissan GTR poster, and then the modded 350Z poster, and then what else did I get? I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. But yeah, I definitely would want free stuff from Anime Expo, and like I said before, I'm gonna try to audition for the voice acting, and what else do we need to? Let's see. There's a whole bunch of neat stuff that's gonna happen over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it because it's really kind of like a total surprise to me.
Yeah.
You know?
Like you say, you only watch the initial D. Like when it comes to like watching an actual anime.
Yeah.
Like is that really all?
I mean, unless you count like.
Pokemon counts.
Okay. All right. I've seen Pokemon. What about Digimon? Does that count too? Because I've seen all of that shit.
That's anime. Yeah, that's definitely.
And then Yu-Gi-Oh.
It's just so common that a lot of hardcore fans are like, everyone's seen Pokemon,
Yeah.
But it's an anime, so it's like. But yeah, I mean, definitely like if you you said you watched Naruto, yeah, or
a little
bit, yeah. I mean, that's good. That's good. You can definitely say that. So your resume's good.
As long as somebody isn't trying to get into a serious conversation with me about characters and everything.
Oh yeah, like who would win in a fight or whatever, like yeah.
Who's your favorite character? Naruto? Oh, which episode? All of them?
All of them? Yeah. I yeah, like I said about the cosplay, I do have a few friends that are gonna be there and dress up. So I don't know. It'd be interesting to run into them. I think one of them definitely from college, and I actually dated her. So it's like yeah, we did it once, and then we've been kind of talking to each other since. She said she's gonna cosplay, but I forgot as who. Definitely something you don't know, but some series that you don't know, but it's something I've watched too. Let's see. It's someone I met from someone's graduation party. She said she's gonna cosplay I think a character from anime movie or something. I don't know, and then another guy that I met from that same graduation party. So, yeah. Let's see. I guess we can end it on that note. So, unless you have any more stuff to bring up.
No, nothing new that I can think of.
Alrighty, so this will be the end of this episode of the H-525 podcast. And hope you guys have a fun, happy Independence Day. Remember, don't aim your fireworks at people, unless they're people that you hate. And no, I'm just kidding.
He's just kidding. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. you can definitely hear that I'm kidding instead of me typing it out. Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, have fun with the fireworks. Just be careful. Stay safe. Put out anyone that's on fire.
Stop, drop, and roll.
Yeah, stop, drop, and roll. Use water. Don't use oil. Be careful, it doesn't have oil in it.
Have a fire extinguisher on.
Yeah, use a fire extinguisher. And all right. So we are gonna sign off. See you guys next time.
Take care.